My husband's mistress tracked me, and I told her she could have my leftovers.
What, does she have like an air tag on you?
I have been married to my husband for 15 years. I have a great life, and I love everything about it. He has a great career, and I feel very spoiled. I only have to work with what I love, and it is that I design jewelry, and the profit would never give me the life I'm living. Tough.
Design more high-end and more higher clientele jewelry.
Yeah, just start selling your jewelry for $20,000.
Yeah, that's gonna get him.
I have not paid bills in years, and I spend my days in my studio working out or having fun with my friends.
Well, not making jewelry?
Yeah, you should be making jewelry all the time.
That's crazy. I would like to hang out with my friends.
No?
Nope.
Speaking of making jewelry, look what I made.
Oh, they're so pretty. Wait, they're lovely.
Right?
I love them. Our families are very close, and we have a big social circle that I love very much. By the way, this comes from Long Debt 6765, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Savannah.
I am Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments, please. And Opie says, he's great. He cooks and cleans with me, and I never feel like I do more than him. He makes my favorite food every Friday, and he would drive at 3 a.m. at night if I was feeling down and wanted a burger or candy. I want to believe that I do the same with him, other than I cannot drive.
Oh, no.
Cheating on me was a mystery. Aw, man. I knew it was coming, but I didn't want it to.
Aww.
Wait, you knew this was coming?
Well, yeah, it's
for
in the title.
Oh, I ignore the title.
I just don't listen.
No, I listen. It just makes it more fun.
Yeah. I was in shock for a long while because I couldn't tell anyone because I didn't want my life to crumble. Then I got used to it. I let go of the love and just kept the friendship and companionship. I want my house, my travels, and my family and friends. Everything I have is thanks to him. I got her, "Hey girly," last month, and I didn't even open it. It was on Instagram, but I didn't accept her invitation to speak, so she reached out on TikTok instead. And later, I found a request on Facebook Messenger too. He's like, "I don't care. Stop telling me that you cheated with my husband. I don't want to know. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Leave me alone."
Yeah, I'm just going to go to the studio, hang out with my friends now.
Yeah. I'm making jewelry, okay?
I'm making jewelry. I'm busy. Stop texting me on every social media platform.
Then I don't know how, but she got my number and called me.
Well, probably from your fella.
Yeah, she's just borrowing his phone. I answered because I thought it was a buyer, and she cornered me. I froze, and she calmly told me to see what she left on Instagram and TikTok. I hang up in a panic.
No.
Oh, Lord. So I opened her hi girly text. I couldn't help but be confused. She pretended that she didn't know I existed when I saw all of her texts about me. She said she hasn't seen me when I knew she had. I didn't read all of it, but I wrote her that I knew about the affair and that she could stop lying because I knew for a fact that she knew he was married and to whom. She became very hostile very fast and told me if I was better, maybe he, blah, blah, blah. You know the rest.
Oh, boy.
I told her that she could have my leftovers, the parts of him that I don't want and, according to her, neglected. I told her she could have his body and even his heart.
Oh, P.
I have the other more important things. I have half of everything else at least, so the leftovers are truly hers. Congrats. She went berserk with her insults and I blocked her.
So you're still living with
Dang.
this guy.
Yeah.
Living off of him.
Yeah.
But she gets to mess around with him?
Yeah.
I guess, to each their own.
I guess to each their own.
What's that one song by SZA?
I'm not
Girls,
familiar.
come on, help me.
Girls just want to
I
have
listen to
fun.
SZA.
No, that's not SZA.
Is it the one about like, I just threw this party for you?
I want to do this
That's not
body for
SZA.
you.
It's not? Who's that?
That's Charlie XCX.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's
Are they
true.
not
It's
the
from-
same thing?
No, it's from that's the Brat album.
Whatever. They all sound exactly the same. Sorry.
How
What's the song by
Dude.
SZA?
the one's like, on the weekends, I have them Friday, Saturday, you get them through the weekdays. I don't know. It goes like that.
I personally am not familiar with that song.
I personally don't care.
Just like OP.
Savannah, you are not helping. These women are not on your side now. What are you doing? You're just saying anytime a woman makes a song, could care less.
No, I mean, I
Just
love
any song.
women. And I love that women.
If you
can
loved
do
women,
music.
you would know every song in the
You would
Brad
know
I have to
album.
love every single
Yep.
song that a woman makes.
It's true.
It is
I
true.
forgot.
Name one Claro song. Go. Besides Juno.
Claro?
I didn't.
You don't know Claro?
No!
No! Woman card, take it away.
No.
How dare you?
Give
You're
me
a
my
man now.
card.
You can't.
You don't get it. You don't get it back.
I'm done with you. Oh, man.
It's been revoked.
I just got attacked from both sides.
Oh, speaking of, I need to renew
Attack
my
me
driver's
more?
license.
Eh.
I don't
Oh
get
no.
it.
I've been crying since. What do people like her want when they contact the partner of their affair? I'm not looking for leave him advice. I love my life, and his love and spicy sleep don't matter to me anymore anyway. Relevant comments.
Oh my god. Okay, story time. I need your help. My mother-in-law just crashed my bachelorette party and now I have absolutely nothing to do on May 23rd.
Well, I've got just the thing. Go to okop.show and get tickets for our first live show for you and your girls.
I don't know, it kind of sounds boring.
Do you think watching people's real problems get fixed in front of a live audience is boring?
Wait, actually? No. That sounds like an incredible girls' night.
That's what I thought. So come see OK Storytime live on May 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Stray Theater for $20 and leave your mother-in-law at home.
Dude,
but before we get into those, any thoughts?
She's masking. I think she does care.
I mean, she was just crying. She for sure cares.
Yeah.
I think she's just, worried to leave that security behind. My advice would be to leave him. I know it's tough though because she wants the security. And as for what this affair partner wants, she wants you to get upset and to leave him because she knows that he won't leave you.
Yeah, she wants a reaction. That's literally the whole reason. And literally the fact that she didn't she call her from his phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she just called him from somewhere.
Oh,
I don't think it was specifically from, but probably got her number
Yeah.
from his phone.
But was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
go look at my messages.
Yeah. Commenter 1. He's told her he'll never leave you is my guess, so she's trying to get you to do it. OP says he can leave for someone who's worth half of everything. Commenter 2 says she needs to win. She lost love and affection from a man, probably her father, to someone else, and now she's trying to feel like she's finally won over someone else. Your husband probably told her he'd never leave you, so she's trying to get you to leave him. Unfortunately, you probably can't keep pretending that you don't know. She's gonna say or do something crazy, maybe accuse you of attacking or threatening her. If you want your life to stay the same, you're going to need to tell him to put his girl on a shorter leash. OP says so far he hasn't said anything, so I guess she hasn't told him yet. Commenter 3 says my best bet is she was looking to inform you of the affair in the hopes that that would accelerate a divorce. I know you're happy with your life, but you need to get your ducks in a row in the event he decides to leave you. If you think this affair is more than just spicy sleep and it's actually love, he may be thinking about it using the old, I will leave my wife eventually, just not now. Get yourself as much proof of the affair as you can and consult a lawyer to be prepared. Also talk to your husband and tell him that under no circumstance you want her to try to reach you again. Have him deal with the crazy. I wish you all the luck, babe. And OP says, well, it must be more than just spicy sleep or he would have slept with many others. He is very hot, and I don't think he would have problems with just spicy sleep from many.
Okay, here's my theory when it comes to men and
Yeah.
women with emotional connection.
Yeah.
I feel like for women to have a physical connection, they need to have an emotional connection at first. And I feel like with men, it's the opposite. They need to have a physical connection first before they have an emotional connection. Thus, if the relationship is purely physical, over time, he's going to initiate
The emotional side of it.
I think that is a generalization, but I do think that this is
completely false.
I think that this is a possibility in this case. So I would agree in this case
Yeah.
that does seem like the direction.
She just told me I was wrong and then right at the same time. I don't know how to take that.
Well, you were just like
Compliment
every
sandwich.
woman and every man.
It was a generalization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would agree in this case.
You know what? If you guys think the same or not think the same way, if you guys see what I'm coming from, let me know.
Because if you see where he's coming from, let him know.
If you guys can see it, let us know.
Whatever. You guys are bullying me.
Comment
I thought
report.
this was a girl stream.
Mean Girl stream. Get it right, April Fools.
April Fools. I've done nothing for April Fool's Day.
Yeah, same.
I have.
What'd you do?
What did you do? This whole time we haven't recorded anything.
He's
Oh God, that would have scared me.
everyone's
Oh.
bots.
Commenter 4. She was hoping you'd leave him so she could have your life. What are the chances she tells him that you know? And OP says, I don't know so far. He seems oblivious to my unoblivion. Commenter 5 says, are they still together? Don't be surprised if she tries to baby trap him.
Oh.
OP says, I wasn't planning to divulge my whole private life, but he got a vasectomy after a terrible experience we had about 5 years ago.
Whoa.
How long has OP known about the affair? OP says 8 months, probably. And OP, what?
She's totally using this guy.
Yeah, 8 months. She's just like, I don't know. I don't want to deal with it.
I'll mess with it later, I guess.
Yeah. I guess that's a problem for down the line.
Girl,
You gotta handle it right now.
get your
Not right now, but like
jewelry
soon.
business moving
Yeah.
and get out of there.
Because, like, I think there is going to be a reckoning day where all of this comes out and, you know, maybe the divorce starts and you get half. But even in that case, I would still probably be working on, you know, protecting myself financially in the meantime.
Yeah.
OP on if her husband had affairs with just one woman or were there more. Any changes in his behavior towards OP. And OP says one woman. Oh, it was his behavior that was the first warning that something was terribly off. He became silent and had that 1,000-yard stare. You notice it, especially when you're very close and open with each other, but it was his smile and not meeting my eyes that did it. I started having nightmares by then, and one day he said he was staying the night out. He never did that our entire relationship since he always longed to come home, and it was a running joke that he went crazy if he stayed away for a couple more hours at work. That's so sad. Before all this, when he had to work late for a few days, he would talk about it and about wanting the weekend to be just us because he hated being away and not seeing me enough that week. This is so sad. He came home in the middle of the night and he was a total mess and very emotional and told me he never wanted to stay away from me again. I remember crying and so did he. It felt, I guess, previously very codependent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It took me a couple of more times over the following months to sneak out to the laundry room after he spent a night away and came in the early morning when I was sleeping. He usually unpacks his bag himself and does a wash, but I managed to sneak into the laundry room and see his bag before he could do it, and I found the protective devices. I knew then my feelings were right. Then I saw texts. Then the nights out became something that just happened, and his smile went back to normal, and he could look at me again. OP on why she has not learned how to drive.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I want to know this story.
Yeah, I know you're getting cheated on, but why can't you drive?
Where's the license and all this?
Why haven't you take time to go to the DMV?
Yeah, come on.
License
you
and
clearly
registration,
have
please.
tons of time. OP says my older brother passed away in a car accident when I was little. I couldn't. I do think therapy is important in that case. Just actually in general, I think you generally need therapy.
Sorry, I was laughing at the dingus pun. Pay attention, won't ya? It's not that hard. It's funny.
She was actually laughing at the story. Don't let her fool you.
Oh, man. Does OP have children with her husband? OP says, no, we are child free. Does OP have a job that she can support herself? OP says, I am a math teacher. I can go back to work and live a normal life if anything happened to him. OP on if she has a prenup set
Wait a
up.
second.
Yeah.
What?
Why don't you then? Are you just? Is she just fine with him supporting her?
Genuinely, I don't understand because you would get half, it seems, in the divorce and you can support yourself. It can't be worth the emotional turmoil that living with him while he cheats, not even under your nose, on top of your nose, right in front of your face.
We're just riding it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what you said.
Well, it's the phrase is under your nose. So I was kind of doing a play on that.
And then you did on it, and that's basically getting rode on your nut face.
There's more. OP on if she has a prenup set up. No, we have no prenup. Smiley face. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well,
That's good for you.
it is good for you.
Not for him.
I'm pro prenup.
Well,
Pro
I mean, in
prenup.
this case, it helped her because she can get more money.
That is true. I just don't like how the government can say and do what it wants without my say in it.
Well, I guess you can get that prenup. But we got an update, folks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what do you think?
The mistress moves into their third bedroom,
Yeah.
Oh.
and she is slowly pushing OP out.
Yeah. Well, it seems like she's trying, but not successfully.
Yeah.
Because I think this guy knows that if he gets divorced, he loses a bunch. So I feel like best case scenario for him is he keeps the same situation.
Yeah.
But this isn't best case scenario for you, OP. This is only best case scenario for him for you guys to stay together.
Yeah.
You
like,
gain so much more if you divorce.
technically right now I would say they're separated, but like not divorced yet because they
Yeah.
haven't gone through like the whole court and all that
Yeah.
drama, which is another like I know like I feel like that would be very like an emotional turmoil.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, divorce is
stay.
always hard.
Yeah.
She's so comfortable.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, she's
I
so
do think that
comfortable.
you've grown complacent. It seems in the 8 months that you've known, and I would highly recommend if you can support yourself. This isn't like a financial thing that you just have no way out. I would go. But we got an update.
Let's go.
I told the mistress that she could have my leftovers 6 days later. So I was here a few days ago to talk about my husband's mistress. This is an update from that post, but I will not be speaking about the mistress here because my story with her is over. She has told him about me knowing.
What?
Girly. Not sure when she told him, but he's been hovering around me this week like he wanted to say something, and this morning he did. Also kind of crazy. I don't know. For you to find out that your wife knows that you have been cheating and then to like not bring it up for a week. That's crazy. Just be
that
like,
is crazy. Honestly, I didn't know that he didn't know. I thought they both knew and were just like kind of.
She just like didn't tell him that she knew for
like
8 months.
8 months? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She was just comfortable procrastinating this.
Wow. Oh, I would have immediately would have been like, know what you're doing.
Yeah. Which was odd because he usually doesn't have a lot of time in the morning for a serious discussion, but maybe this was the plan, just to get it over with. He came to the kitchen and told me that you need to know that it's over with her. It's been over since New Year's. I ended it. I looked at him and he couldn't meet my eyes. Liar! I said, okay, but next time tell them to never bother me again. He said there won't be a next time. I don't believe you. He loved me and he was so sorry. He made his way for a hug or something, but I guess my look was good enough warning not to come near me. Not sure why his apology and love declaration made me more angry than anything else I've felt since I found out. I wanted to yell and scream and hit him, but I stayed frozen in my chair. How effing dare he apologize or pretend to love me? I said, yes, you will, and next woman or women are not allowed to contact me. That's all that matters. It wasn't a debate, it was a fact that I was stating. Then, when he had hovered enough, I asked him why he ended it. He said because he realized I knew. I asked him why he didn't tell me until she told him I knew, and he said because he's a coward and thought that he was sparing me the pain, but then he realized I knew and ended the affair, which led her to contact me. I gave him my phone so we could see all the screenshots I'd taken of her trying to contact me for the past month or so. I asked him if he loved her, and he said no.
Whoa.
Honestly, I mean, like, why would he love this girl that's trying to, like,
Yeah.
obviously he ruined his own life, but in his mind, she is actively trying to ruin his. So,
That's true.
just like annoying person.
It's a stupid situation that you put yourself in.
Yeah. I told him not to lie because I'd seen the texts. He said maybe at first because it was something new, and he got feelings mixed up with excitement, but he realized very quickly that it wasn't love. I said, and like me, you don't want to lose half of this. He said that wasn't why he loved me or wanted me, and I said, well, that's my only reason. Then, before he left, he asked me if I will ever forgive him. I said no. It was final. I told him even if I could forgive the physical affair once the images of them together that I see whenever I close my eyes started to fade away, I would never forgive that he destroyed the man I thought I had. He made me realize that man only ever existed in my head, and I will never forgive him for that. He left to go to work and left me totally drained in my kitchen. By the way, you can watch us in your kitchen or anywhere if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But we've got a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
I mean, truth comes out. And
It does.
It always does.
It always does. He couldn't hide it.
He
Yeah.
couldn't. It was just so weird how everyone handled this. She found out, didn't tell him or confront him. He knew about it, was a coward, didn't say anything, and then said it to spare her feelings. Like, what? And she didn't seem to even care?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just like, y'all need some intense therapy and also to separate.
I think everyone was just like emotionally unavailable this entire time. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah,
like I
they're
know
like-
it happened, but like,
That sounds really hard.
yeah, I don't really know how to go about this conversation, and I don't really want anything to change. So like, maybe if I ignore it, things will just be
It
how they
just
are.
won't exist.
So I could go hang out with my friends in the studio.
Make some
In the
jewelry.
stew.
Honestly, I feel like he is making a lot of money. He's funding her business adventures, and she's just super comfortable and does not want to risk that.
Yeah, seems like it.
Ugh.
Seems like that's all she's got. But we got more story. Then a few hours later, my mother-in-law showed up and I could finally cry. He had told her and his dad what he'd done and she wanted to check on me. She suggested therapy, yes, and said that he wanted to try it. Honestly, I don't mind it, and I think I do need one on my own, too. I also need a refuge or sanctuary, a place I can spend some time away from him a few days a week, or maybe a week every month, and he can use that time however he wants, away from me without making excuses about how busy he is this night. Relevant comments. Comment 1 says his mother/your mother-in-law is suggesting therapy just to protect her son, his money, and his assets. Don't fall for it. OP says not really. She told me to leave him, or at least she thought I was leaving. And OP on getting a postnup, OP says, why would I want a postnup when we don't have a prenup? I don't know what the purpose of postnup is when I'm entitled to half.
I didn't even know there was a thing called postnup.
There is.
Postnup.
Postnup. Postup. Commenter 2 says a postnup could say giving you full ownership of the house and set alimony for X amount of years in addition to half of everything else. It really just depends. Think of it as an additional layer of protection. OP says, okay, that sounds like a good plan. I'll investigate that. And Commenter 3 says, how's it going? How is your relation with your husband? Is he trying to talk and communicate with you? What is he trying to say? Are you sleeping next to each other or separated? His parents? Hope you get better. And OP says, yes, we are on speaking terms. He's been very careful and tiptoeing around me, so I told him that he didn't need to do that, but act like before we talked because I have already had time to process this and I want normalcy. He said he loved me and he bought me the usual Friday flowers and made dinner, and I am actually happy about it coming out because now I don't need to obsess and just live my life. That's it. That's it. It does seem like OP is not currently going to divorce him, which is wild to me, but that's you do you, girl.
She kind of just has all of her, like, her moral compass is, like, kind of everywhere right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's like, I don't know, this sucks, but, like, what am I gonna do?
Literally, it just feels like so resigned.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be a math teacher.
I'm just living my life. This happened. I didn't even do anything. So, I don't know. It's not my fault. He can figure it out.
Not once
Yeah.
did I hear any, like, husband, let's find a solution.
Yeah.
Let's work together.
Yeah. No.
Just going with the flow, bro.
Yeah, like there's no desire to end the relationship or any desire to fix it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
It's all
stasis.
limbo right now.
Yeah.
Just kind of just like, I don't know. Who's going to make the first move here?
Yeah.
The second this guy initiates any kind of financial repercussions, she's
You
going to
gotta
feel
go.
something and she's going to say something.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so. But that's the end of that story, folks, and we've got another one coming right up.
My girlfriend felt she was competing with my late wife, who was long gone.
Girl, get over it.
My wife, Farah, passed away suddenly 7 years ago. Oh, it was obviously completely devastating. We had been together for 6 years plus close friends for another 5 before that. So
A lot of time.
Yeah.
So I was pretty close with her family. After she passed away, my mother-in-law told me that no matter what happened, they'd always consider me family and would always be there for me if I needed anything. By the way, this comes from Adoptive Dad Throwaway. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give some good advice, go flare, but we do not have all of the answers that you seek. We only would tell you what we would do in this situation, but sometimes that's not even the correct answer. But you know what is the correct answer? What you guys say. Because we're gonna.
The customer is always
The
right.
customer's always right. Exactly. As OP says. 3 years after her passing, I ended up fostering twin siblings as a single parent who I have since adopted. Okay, kind of like cute.
Yeah.
There.
Savannah.
What? I'm just saying it is.
Savannah's kind of into this.
Well, no, why I did that, there was actually hair in my eye.
Oh.
But
No.
no, there
I'm
was.
not believing that.
Lies.
Whatever.
Savannah sees a project and she wants to manage it.
No, I see a problem and I want to fix it.
That's
That's the difference. What?
A project has many problems.
Okay. Problem and a project are not the same thing. They were 3 at the time. As a first-time parent, my mom helped me out, as did Farah's parents. It started off pretty small, with them just coming by to drop off food and small gifts, but eventually they really ended up bonding with the kids so much that I decided they may as well be honorary grandparents to the kids.
So cute.
It's
So cute.
I only have my mom, and I thought the more people in their life who care about them, the better. They've honestly been amazing grandparents to the kids, and my kids really love them. About 2 years after I got the kids, I met my current girlfriend, Lori, currently 33 female. Recently, after about 2 years of dating, I asked her to move in with me, and she moved in 2 weeks ago. I love her, and she's great with the kids. However, the kids' birthday was this week, and Farrah's parents stopped by to drop off presents and wish them well, which was the first time Lori met them.
Aw.
Afterwards, Lori told me she thought it was inappropriate for me to make the kids call them grandma and grandpa, and that it showed that I was clearly still not over Farrah and that I saw her as their mom.
Whoa. That's a
is-
reach.
That is a big assumption.
That's a huge reach.
That is a lot.
Girl.
You met them one time and you're like, yeah, I've discerned all of this from this one meeting. No.
That's crazy.
You can't. Also, I mean, just an assumption to say you're forcing your kids to call these people grandma and grandpa.
I would like, if that were to happen, I would have so much sympathy for, I mean, one for, OP,
Yeah.
but also for the kids,
Yeah.
like, I don't understand.
Also,
like,
there's
wha-
like no being over something like that.
Exactly.
You're always grieving.
Yeah. Like OP didn't break up with this girl. She passed away.
Yeah.
This was like someone that he loved very deeply
And
And
is still
lost.
close with their family.
and is still close with their family. It's there's no such thing, I think, as having only one soulmate. Like he can
Yeah.
still have love for this person that he lost and have love for this new woman.
yeah.
And to tell him that he's not allowed to have that.
Here's my thing. Y'all have been dating for 2 years. And after just 2 weeks of moving in, you're saying stuff like this that is
Already causing problems.
causing problems, but also is a huge crack in the foundation of y'all's relationship. How did this not come up earlier? That's baffling me.
Yeah. Some people, it's just like, some people
2
just don't.
years.
Yeah. They don't think to like bring it up or talk about it or whatever because it's just like a way of life or like they've been doing it for a while that it's just like not relevant. But like, I don't know. I tell everyone everything.
It's true.
It is true.
I don't
We have
know.
to tell her
Sue me.
not to tell.
A little too much sometimes.
Yeah, we say, Savannah, you can't say that.
Please stop explaining. I had a story about her today. I was like, please stop talking about this subject. I'm going to get uncomfortable.
Over a spider.
Yes. Yes, it
Oh,
was.
well, that one, you know what? That was not over-explaining. That was just talking about spider.
Right. That was like 3 sentences max.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I just didn't want to hear it.
He just doesn't like spiders.
Whatever. She asked what else could be the reason I treated her parents like their grandparents and said that the attachment I had with Farrah's family was unhealthy and that I was pretending like she was still my wife and the mother of my kids. But she never was like,
Yeah, she was never the mother.
she
of
wasn't
the
even there
kids.
when the kids were there.
Like these kids were fostered and adopted by OP separate.
They probably don't even know about her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
they're-
they know about her.
yeah,
but like,
maybe
they probably
they-
don't know. I mean, they didn't know her.
Yeah, but they don't know anything. Like,
Yeah.
they've never seen her, never had a conversation.
Yeah.
She wasn't there.
Yeah,
Like, she passed, and then,
Dude,
doesn't make sense.
that's crazy.
Lori, if you do not understand what these people have put into these lives of these children and get your act straight, you're about to hit the road.
Hit
honestly.
the road. You're
Like-
about to hit that road.
What is happening
I
here?
have no idea.
Stop talking, Lori.
Lori, you're giving me a headache.
Feel it coming on.
I could feel it in my eye.
She also said it was bad and confusing for the kids and that it makes it difficult for her to connect with them and see herself as a parent to them because it makes her feel inadequate and like she's competing with Farrah over kids Farrah never even met.
Then how would you be competing with Farrah?
This girl's crazy.
It's
How
in your
would
head.
you?
Sorry, this is
Like
like
she
insane.
acknowledges that Farrah never met them and yet thinks that it's possible for her to be competing with a woman that they
They have
never
a
met.
connection. They have a connection. They just have that.
Yeah. She's just like, I know they had that vibe.
No evidence.
Zero.
Just assumption.
Yep. All assumption.
I don't really see how it's unhealthy or confusing, as I rarely talk about Farrah to them, least of all treating her as their mother. They have gotten to the age where they've asked questions about how they and I are related to their grandparents, and I just tell them that we chose them to be a part of our family, like how I chose them to be my kids.
Aw.
Which is great.
Very sweet. Very
Okay,
sweet.
stop.
I honestly think that you could, maybe when they're a little bit older,
Yeah.
you could explain Farrah and stuff. And I think that Lori or whatever should, if she was like a decent person, should be okay with that because it is an important part of your life.
Yeah, and support it.
Yeah. At this point, my former in-laws have been part of my kids' life for 4 years, and I feel like it would be more damaging to try and cut them out now. What, you shouldn't have to cut them out.
Yeah.
This shouldn't even be an option.
It's not even, she shouldn't be bringing that up one bit.
Yeah, no, don't. But I can kind of see where she's coming from, and I don't want to sabotage her bond with the kids either, as they've become very close. I don't know, was I the a-hole for letting them be grandparents to the kids and for refusing to stop it now, and not even at least slowly distancing the kids from them, as Lori suggests I could try to do? And there was an update. No, you're not the a-hole at all in this story.
No.
No, you are grieving. You are grieving,
Yeah.
and you are gonna
Taking care of
continue.
kids.
And yeah, you're taking care of kids. Your wife has passed. You're still close with your in-laws, which is completely normal. By the
Very
way,
normal.
you can.
Very.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That they have a connection. Now you want to, have them in your life, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, Lori's just like, hey, I don't think that these people who, I don't think they should be grandparents when they're not really grandparents. And, this girl, passed away. So, why is
Yeah,
she still
yeah.
involved?
The only way I could
That's what she
see
sounds
this, honestly, and the only way I could see this as a problem is if you were forcing it, OP.
Yes. Or the grandparents were behaving badly and were a, not good influence.
Yeah, or we're, being mean to
Yes.
Lori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of those things are
Yeah.
happening.
None of those things are happening. You establish a relationship with the kids and their grandparents before Lori came around. Why is Lori not reaching the maturity she needs to do to mother these
I
children
know.
coming up and
Yeah.
having a good stance as your girlfriend and probably soon to be wife?
Yeah.
I don't get it. OP, think about that before thinking about cutting out those awesome and amazing grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who have been there for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an update. Just wanted to clarify a few things. My wife and I never had biological kids. The issue here is not them being non-biological. Thank you to the people who affirmed that family is family regardless of blood. And if that was her issue, I would have never had any doubts that she's the a-hole, because I'm adopted. My kids are adopted, and there are no blood relations here whatsoever.
No one shares the same DNA. We just choose for this to
It's
happen.
like, we're all adopted, Lori. Okay? Leave me alone.
The issue she has is specifically that by calling Farrah's parents the grandparents, she feels like I'm treating Farrah as their mother, and I am prioritizing Farrah over her.
What
How?
are you literally talking about?
Literally, how?
It's an insecurity.
So insecure.
She's voicing an insecurity. If she's not taking that accountability that it's
Yeah.
her own thing, I don't think you can keep this relationship.
Great point.
You're
100%
jealous
agree.
of a non-living person
Yeah.
who
And if
you've
you
never
can't-
met, who the kids have never met.
Yeah.
It's like look at yourself.
It's like if I'm trying to think of comparison. It's like if I had, I had kids and a teacher started teaching them about Martin Luther King. And I was like, you can't be doing that because I'm the only parental figure. I'm the only adult figure they should have in their life. You can't be teaching them about Martin Luther King.
I think that's a stretch, but yeah, sure.
It's the same thing.
I think I see
It's
your
the same.
point.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm
like
seeing
a person
it.
who passed away.
I don't know why MLK Jr. came in, but
Yeah.
He was the first person I could think of.
or we just named
Oh,
Black.
that's sweet. You keep him off the top of your mind when it comes to
She's still
history.
on to the black thing.
MLK. Okay, wait. It's like if I
What
was
about
like,
the French Revolution?
it's like,
Would
yeah.
they be okay if the teacher teaches that?
it's like if a teacher was like Lafayette, I'm teaching your children about Lafayette, and then I was like, you can't be teaching my kids about Lafayette because then they're gonna like Lafayette better than me.
Lafayette.
So those are the two historical figures.
That was good.
Those are the two historical figures that just will always be your kid's favorite.
Okay, Lafayette.
I feel like the situation at hand we already has a really good grasp on.
Yeah.
I am having a really hard time of grasping of what you're trying to get at.
Did this help you explain the story? Did this help you guys understand what's going on?
The story is explained perfectly well.
I don't
Now I'm
think you guys
trying
were
to decode what you're getting at.
I don't
Yeah,
think you guys were understanding. I don't think you understand.
You should try another analogy.
Okay.
No.
It's like going to school and
No.
you're teaching your kids about Jesus, and you're like, oh, they're gonna like Jesus more than me.
I mean,
Okay, that could. Okay,
Ah,
I guess
finally
I
got that
do.
one.
Back on. We're back on.
You can't be talking about Jesus because he's not here, and
Yeah,
he's
you're
gonna
gonna
take
like be-
priority over me.
Exactly.
Okay, well,
I don't know why the other ones didn't click, but Jesus Christ once again saves the day.
let's go. Yeah, I love that guy.
Obviously, she knew my kids before we moved in together. My kids really get along well with her and look forward to seeing her and spending time with her. I would never have moved in with her if I thought she would be a bad parent to them, and she isn't, independent of this. She's just letting her insecurities about my late wife cloud her view. One of the many reasons I tried to see her point of view was that she was so good with them and I didn't want the kids to lose their relationship with her either. But I see now that if they did, that's her fault and something that's out of my control.
Yup.
There
Big
you go.
old yep.
OP's getting the big brain.
Mhm.
Then put on your thinking cap.
Mm-hmm.
People are acting like I was genuinely considering separating them from their grandparents. Because you kind of said that.
Well, yeah, I think it just was saying that Lori wanted that.
Like I said in the post, I'd already refused to do so or negotiate with her about this. My kids will always come first for me, and obviously my first instinct was to shut this down. But she made me feel like the a-hole for not being willing to budge at all on an issue that she was clearly very sensitive to. So I wanted to make sure that my first instinct was not the wrong one, which I am now reassured that it's not. At the end of the day, the core issue here is her being insecure about my relationship with my late wife. When making this post, I was genuinely trying to see her point of view and thought maybe it was normal for her to feel this way. And maybe I was the bad guy for not at least recognizing how our close relationship with my late wife's parents made her feel. No,
You're very sweet
but no.
to consider that, and you're
But-
doing the right thing of exploring it because you feel confused. But we're leveling them out. We're leveling them out.
We're leveling. We're leveling. Someone get a leveler, because we're leveling.
Get a leveler. Now, I see that obviously it's not normal, but what's unhealthy is not me still having a strong bond with people who have been in my life and supported me for 18 years, but her feeling insecure and jealous of a woman who has been passed away for 7 years. I will be doubling down and telling her that the kids and my relationship with Farrah's parents is non-negotiable.
There we go. Yes. King.
7 years.
And that I'm not choosing between her or them. I'm just maintaining two important relationships. If she has a problem, then she's the one choosing her insecurities over me and the kids.
Yes.
Leveling. We're leveling.
Wow. Level up. Some of you have recommended articles and so on that I will try to show her to get her to understand.
Wait, there's articles about this stuff?
Yeah.
I guess.
It's like when your partner's
Sophia
previous
wrote
part-
them. It's like when you go. It's like when you
It's like
go
when
to
you
school.
go to school and your partner really loves Martin Luther King.
When Lafayette, Martin Luther
Yeah.
King, and Jesus Christ walk into a bar.
There's a joke here.
we gotta find it.
Wait,
Someone find
did
it.
Lafayette get killed by other people?
Lafayette. When you know one of does anyone know
I'm
the
taking
rap?
this horse by the reins, make a red coat, sweater with blood stains.
Lafayette!
And I'm never gonna stop
Wait,
until I make
did
a
he get
drop, and I'm
killed by
gonna
other
get the
people?
remains out.
Lafayette.
Watch me engaging them, escaping them, and raging them.
No,
Ah!
stop. Did he get unalived by other people?
Oh,
I don't know how Lafayette passed.
I think he was just.
Did he pass in like the
I don't know.
French
He
Revolution?
turned into Ben Franklin. Wait,
What?
is it not Ben Franklin? Thomas Jefferson. Sorry.
Yeah, he becomes Thomas.
They all are the same in my head. But I don't know what happened to Lafayette. I think
But-
like he just lived his life and.
Well, because he was part of the French Revolution.
Yeah.
Because he goes back for the
And he
French
was
Revolution.
found.
So he either like was chill or he passed away in the French Revolution. Couldn't tell you.
Let's look it up.
Look it up.
Lafayette.
After catching a severe cold in
Aw.
a carriage ride in the rain, he passed away in his home.
That's like
Aw.
so tough. Imagine being
getting
taken
a
out by a cold.
What? Time out.
Could be me.
Compared to his and Martin Luther King's and Jesus's, that's
He
pretty
got it.
mild.
He got off easy.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. Of the options we've got, assassination, crucifixion, cold? Not bad. Not bad.
What was the weather like when he was getting crucified?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
I don't know.
Rumbling.
The earth was
like-
shattering.
There was an earthquake. Yeah, it did happen.
There was an earthquake when that happened?
I can't.
No,
It was
he
like-
can't
get into it, he can't get into
it. It was
like
after
when-
he
Yeah, it
passed.
was after he
Oh.
passed, and he was in the thing, and then the rock broke, and he was like,
I went to Catholic.
Yeah, how did they
Thanks.
not?
No,
Explain it.
seriously, I don't know anything.
yeah.
I don't know how they got away with that.
I really don't know what they
Were you just not listening?
Yeah, and she went to Sunday school too.
You went to Sunday.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
They talk about this every year at Easter.
No, I just went to Sunday school. I didn't go to
church.
no, I went to church. I'm saying I didn't go to like religious school.
They taught this in church though.
Yeah.
Like every church.
You know what I did in church? I would sit there and I would pull open the whatever gospel or whatever it was, and I would do my. I was so bored and I couldn't talk, and my mom was like, you need to pay attention, whatever. Or no, she was just like,
All right, get to it.
I would sit there and do my trombone, like, I would do my trombone positions.
I personally during church would take a envelope that they used for
Offerings
and I would draw on it.
for tithe. Oh yeah, that classic move. Move.
Classic.
Anyways,
I didn't get that.
story.
By the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Storytime. While it's possible she may have specifically waited until after she moved in to press this issue, this was also the first time she'd ever met the grandparents and seen them interact with the kids and seen how close they really are, which I think is mainly what triggered this. I don't think she's a horrible, calculating, manipulative person like many people are suggesting. I think she's just deeply insecure and not able to handle being in a relationship with a widower as well as she thought she was. I think she thought that because my kids are not my wife's biological kids, she could sweep my wife under the rug and pretend that she never existed. And my in-laws being in the picture ruins that.
Dang.
But regardless of whether or not we had biological kids, Farrah will always be a huge and important part of my life, and she needs to understand that. I'm not going to end things with her, but I'm going to make my position crystal clear, and she can either be okay with it or choose to leave.
Agreed.
I like that.
Concur.
I like that ending.
Yeah, me too. OP's putting the foot down.
Yeah, OP, I was afraid for a minute
Me
because
too.
it seemed like you were like, well, I don't know, should I? And I was like, no, you're not the a-hole. What?
Wait.
And then you got the train back on the rails.
Mm-hmm. You were off the rails. You were going all over the place.
You got it back on.
I'm
you
proud of
got
you.
on the rails.
One of my top 3 favorite things are train tracks.
I really want you to take a certain test right now.
Do you want to know the other 2 things?
want you. Yeah.
Trains
No.
and locomotives.
No. Train tracks, bricks, and the moon.
I love that you didn't say your boyfriend.
No, things. He's not a thing. He's
Hmm.
a person, Riley.
I don't know. He'd be working that thing.
What thing? What thing?
We both know what we're thinking.
His ass.
Yep. There you go.
I had
She's
to
getting
say
it. All right, ladies.
I caught my wife's coworker texting, "I love you," but she says it's harmless.
Girl, what's harmless about that?
My wife and I are approaching 5 years of marriage this April. Dang.
Congratulations.
Hope it's going well. During that time, we both knew one another's passcode to the other's phone. All that changed about 8 months ago when I began working night shifts at a hospital. Sometimes I work 60 to 70 hours a week. By the way, this comes from Pomegranate Fine 1155, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Savannah.
I am Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And also, who here knows their partner's password? Technically, I do, but I keep forgetting. He's told me so many
I know my own
times.
password.
And now he gets annoyed because I keep
'Cause you
forgetting.
just keep forgetting.
I know the sequence. I know the numbers. I just don't know the sequence.
Let's put your face ID in there.
I know. I should do that.
You can't. You can't put.
Yes, you can.
Really?
You
You
can,
can put
yeah.
more than one face?
Mhm.
You get an alternate one.
I'm going to ask him about that because
I didn't
it's
know
just
that.
getting too difficult to keep
Crazy.
forgetting his password.
Is it 6 digits?
No, it's just 4.
It's the,
Yeah.
it's the same
He's-
thing with like
he's
the
really
door
annoying.
code to
I can't
Greg's
remember.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
she's
never
like,
remember
Wow,
it.
that's crazy. Anyways.
I have a really good memory except for things like this.
Savannah, this is how we get off topic so quickly. Like things like this.
Saying.
My wife works at a mid-sized company with roughly 300 to 400 employees. She has management role and is fairly high on the hierarchy. She's gregarious, attractive, popular, quick-witted,
gregarious.
highly motivated, and works her tail off.
Wait, what does gregarious mean?
Like boisterous.
Like you look like Greg.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She attracts Gregs?
No, it's just like you have a lot of
Umption.
kind of like confidence and
Have
your
a lot of oomph.
openness.
Am I
That's how it is.
gregarious?
Gregarious.
I would say you are sometimes gregarious.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like when you're meeting new people, I think you can be gregarious.
Okay.
Gregarious. Takes a shot in the dark.
That said, she flirts with certain male coworkers.
Oh, she does? Does she work at Trader Joe's? Because that is in the
that's
contract.
in the thing. Yeah, that's in the contract.
What?
Well, basically. And I don't believe it's coincidence that she dresses to show off her figure.
Don't
My-
you? They have a thing there
Have
though.
a dress code?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
she
like-
doesn't work. She doesn't actually work at Trader Joe's.
Oh. So you can't say things like that. I was like, so what? Like Hawaiian print
Yeah,
and like jeans.
and that shows off her figure.
It's like a button, like,
My wife has become friendly with a coworker whom I'll call James.
boo!
James is married and he texts my wife while on his way home. He's also married. In some texts, he wrote, "I love you. And thanks for your help. You have an IOU coming your way." Oh, what was it like? I love you. Thanks for all your help. Or was
Yeah.
it
No.
I love
Good-
you?
That's a good point. Sometimes tone over text does not get communicated correctly.
It doesn't read. She contests
wait,
that the
Sorry, what
What?
does IOU mean?
like I
Like,
owe you
I owe you
something.
It's literally like
We are 2 for 2. Y'all are not doing well today.
Me? That was my first one! Come on, don't do this to me! I'm better than this!
I'm better than this. Yeah, it's fine. She contests that the IOU refers to things like lunch, coffee, or something similar. Obby's like, I know what it means.
and I'm gonna give you 3 examples.
She has also told James good night at 9 to 10 p.m.
That's a body.
Or I've never heard of professional relationships between coworkers who say good night to each other at those hours.
I never told that to Sophia.
It's true.
Maybe a few times, but
It's only if it's very specific circumstances.
I've never received anything like that.
That's not true.
here, you want me to send you one?
No, because it's not 9 to 10 p.m. Make
I'm
an alarm and send it
also-
to me then.
I'm also dubious that the IOU is what she claims it to be. James is married, and it would make sense that he wouldn't text while his wife is around. She minimizes most, if not all, flirtation as harmless fun. She once said to James when he was leaning over her desk, "Don't start what you can't finish." Harmless flirtation, huh? That statement alone crossed a boundary in my eyes. Remember, she changed her passcode, and I had a 5 to 10 minute opportunity to see a few texts and took screenshots. Oh boy. One text from James read, "I'm getting close to home, so I can't text. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow."
Oh. And there it is. So
This is why we use Snapchat or other apps, guys.
Yeah, do better, I guess. James is married, and this context matters.
Yeah.
Her response to the text messages and flirtatious behavior is that she enjoys being the woman and enjoys being desired.
You know, fair.
Whoa.
no, not fair because
Well, fair feeling desired. She's just going about it the wrong way.
So she's kind of admitting to the fact that she likes.
she's having an emotional affair.
Yes.
Like she said,
Yes.
I like the attention and I like him desiring me.
Yeah.
That's an emotional affair.
It's not, oh, like we're just joking around. That's not what she said. She said, basically what she's saying. Silence me. Okay. Basically what she's saying is that she knows and recognizes that this guy is flirting with her and also likes it, which is a huge breach of trust.
Also, start of any good rom-com,
A breach of trust.
this scenario.
That's true. She says she enjoys being able to be part of the guys, drinking adult sodas and socializing, even though I don't drink booze. I understand the desire to feel wanted, but we're married and there is a limit. If the boundary has been crossed, communication must cease and desist. Any relationship must be kept strictly professional. When office hours are over, communication should end, with the exception of an emergency, especially when one is in a management role. I don't believe I'm being unreasonable. She has never invited me to meet any of her male coworkers.
Oh, red flag.
When I asked to meet them, her response is always that it would be awkward. Again, what the heck? That only deepens my concern. Sometimes my wife will pick our daughter up from school and take her to work. A different employee, whom I'll call Randy, gives our daughter candy. Candy Randy. And soda, takes her on tours of the building, and lets her hang out in his office. Randy and my wife have taken pictures of our daughter, and she has gone with him on rounds, as he is a supervisor. Randy has asked our daughter to call him by a pet name, something like La Boo Boo. So weird. Our daughter now refers to Randy by La Boo Boo. Recently, I found out that my wife called our daughter on speakerphone with Randy present in her office and asked Randy to give our daughter advice. Our daughter is a teenager and is already going through challenges at school and at home. Giving her advice and helping her navigate this period of life is my job. It is not Randy's job, James's job, or any other schmuck's job. Our daughter found the situation strange and hung up.
Fair.
Yeah. This is a teenager. Your mom calls you and says, hey, and she's at school, and says, hey, Labubu wants to talk to you. And she's like, hello? And he's like, hey, kiddo, I heard you're having trouble with some girls at your school. And I thought, good old Labubu here could help you. She's like, I'm gonna go.
I mean, good for her for
Yeah.
realizing that is a weird situation.
Super weird.
I wish your mom would understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am livid, and livid is putting it mildly. I'm furious with my wife, James, and Randy. I believe family affairs should remain within the family and not be broadcast, especially to men. I would feel differently if this were one of her girlfriends. Am I overreacting? My wife is not painting an altogether flattering picture. It certainly looks like something is amiss. How would you handle this if you were in my shoes? She adamantly says she's been faithful and that she loves me. Again, am I overreacting or am I being paranoid because I don't believe she's been faithful in an emotional sense at least, and possibly not faithful physically. And we've got some comments. This is weird.
Yeah. On so many levels, emotionally, physically, and mentally. God, I would hate to be this guy.
All weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Protect your daughter. Get her away from these people. Weird.
Yeah, what?
Have a conversation with your wife, too.
Yeah, and say this is
Yeah.
totally unacceptable. I don't care if you think that you're, fine and it doesn't mean anything. It means something to me.
Yes.
Comments. Comment 1, you're actually underreacting. Yes. Comment 2, your wife is engaged in an emotional affair with James. More than likely, it's already progressed into a physical affair too. She needs to set boundaries and stop talking with James, and she needs to stop taking your daughter into the office in an attempt to normalize her to the relationship your wife is having with her colleague. Either that, or you need to file for divorce. Comment 3 says you're not overreacting. A married woman shouldn't need to feel schmexy and desirable to other men who say I love you. And all that other crap with your kids sounds like you're the side piece. Sorry. Another commenter says, this part, I work from home now, but when I went into the office, I dressed modestly. Maybe even grandma-ish, according to my husband. The only time I dress up to show off my body is for my husband. There was an instance a few weeks back where we were going to a friend's house and I was wearing my at-home shorts, as I call them. Nothing schmexy or anything, but similar to biker shorts, but they ride up a bit. I changed and my husband was like, why are you changing? And I told him I'd feel uncomfortable wearing those around another man, like I'm trying to show off my figure or something. But that's just me. When I was single, yeah, I'd wear the shorts anywhere, lol. I don't agree with that. I think, totally up to you and your comfortability. Personally, I just like to look good.
Yeah, I'm going to wear whatever I want.
Yeah, my boyfriend doesn't care. I don't think that, it doesn't seem like this person's boyfriend cares either.
Yeah.
And it is totally up to you and individual people's comfort levels about what you wear in public. But I don't think wanting to look nice or feeling good in a certain outfit automatically indicates you're showing off for another person.
Yeah, I just like to look good.
Yeah.
I wore this outfit because I like it and I think I look cute.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I know I'm not going to be meeting up with anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I dress for what's comfortable and I don't really care. And I dress for whatever style I want because
Exactly.
I
want to wear a little short skirt and a cute little top, I'll do that.
See, I'm going to wear jeans and a t-shirt every day.
And there you go.
And I'm
except
fine
for
with
Friday, because we're gonna dress up for Magic Castle.
Ooh.
The Magic
yeah.
Castle.
I have a nice black silky dress.
Ooh.
Right? It was
okay.
my mom bought it for me. But I tried it on last time and it didn't really fit. But I remember when I because it was too tight. And I was like, but she wore it. And I was like, the heck?
Yeah.
But
I have a top
know.
or I have a dress that I think I can wear. I haven't worn it in like maybe 3 years. It's at my parents' house. But I think it might work. It's like a long kind of flowy blue dress. So we'll see if that works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have nice dresses. I have like another one that I wore to a wedding that's very pretty.
Angie's dress is really pretty that she's going to wear.
Oh, you've already seen it?
She texted me. It's yellow. The one she wore to Tate's wedding.
Oh, yeah. That
Yellow?
gown.
Yeah. And she thrifted
Ooh.
it.
I'm excited to see it.
$12
It's really cute. I know.
12 bucks.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Wow. Ugh.
All right.
Jealous.
Into this. Comment 4. Yeah, you had no boundaries to let it get this far. Guys, despite what the current atmosphere will tell you, you're allowed to have boundaries. You're allowed to tell your wife what you're okay and not okay with. You're allowed to look your wife in the face and say, I don't want you talking to this guy outside of work. The key is this. Be willing to act if your boundaries are violated. My wife and I have 2 daughters. My daughters know our friends as uncle and auntie only. No freaking pet names. Yeah. Comment 5 says
Okay.
this is... Yeah.
Pet names scenario. You have kids. They see me. I'm always around. They name me, I don't know, Smiley or whatever.
Yeah.
At a young age, if it
Yeah,
comes
that's
natural.
different. Yeah. But like talking to a teenager and you going up and being like, call me Smiley.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm
Call me
immediately,
Smiley.
like, yeah.
I'm like,
I'd be like, ew. Like, don't tell me what to call you. It would come organically. And also, I'm a teenager and I'm just going to call you by your real name.
yeah. I'm gonna be
Unless
like,
you're like my teacher.
Robert.
Then you'll be like,
your name is
like-
Robert. Comment 5. This is blatant disrespect to you, and I don't think it is any way appropriate for a married person to flirt with anyone other than their spouse. I also don't think even if you're not married, if you're just in a relationship that's just, dating, also probably shouldn't be, unless you guys are both chill with that, shouldn't be flirting with anyone else, no matter how harmless they think it is. And we got an update. There are clarifications I want to make based on the comments.
Dude, bro got flamed.
Yeah, he's like, guys, I've tried. First, I work in healthcare, and while 70 to 80-hour weeks do happen, they are not the norm. Second, there is a picture of my wife and me on my Apple Watch when my focus is set to work. In my office,
What does that have to do
Okay.
with literally anything?
I don't know. I don't know how that's relevant yet.
I have a picture of my girlfriend on my phone.
Me too. Not your girlfriend.
What? Change that.
No.
Not your girlfriend.
Such a nice picture. In my office, there are pictures of my daughter, wife, and parents prominently displayed. Everyone is aware that I am married. If they didn't already know, they found out when my wife attended the Christmas party. I switched back to night shift for the salary differential so I could help build a craft room for both my wife and daughter. This turned out to be a big mistake because my wife felt alone and she vocalized this. I regret it deeply and should have stayed on days. Oddly enough, she eventually encouraged me to take the night shift position. I wonder why. I wonder why there was a switch up there. Did it have any correlation with James?
Oh, so he... See, I wouldn't say that he did this to himself because he did this to like he did it for a good reason, like to be like, oh, I want to, build you a craft like house or whatever. I want to build you this little
Yeah.
craft room. That's why I'm taking these hours, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not like for the rest of my job type of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then
This is weird.
she's like, well, now I'm lonely.
No, I'm going to go talk to
James!
James.
James, come on over, Jimmy.
Whether that encouragement was for financial reasons or something more nefarious, I can't say.
OP, you can say.
You
You
can
have
say.
enough content.
OP, you can say. I want to be clear that I'm not holier than thou. I've made mistakes. I've never cheated in any form, but I did put my job first to put my daughter in private school, fund family trips, improve our property, and allow my wife time to start her own side business.
Oh, okay, so you're prioritizing your family's needs.
Yes, it seems so. I may have contributed to the situation by working long hours and picking up extra shifts. I'm not a glutton for punishment, but I will give chances if someone shows remorse and makes a clear, honest effort to change. At the same time, I only have one life and I want to live it with someone I can trust. My wife eventually came clean about the desk incident after I saw a text that didn't add up. It may have been a watered down version, but she did admit to saying, don't start what you can't finish. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bad
I
thing to
would-
say.
Be livid if I saw that.
What do you... Don't start what you can't finish.
She's like, it's like a taunt flirt.
Yeah.
It's a little taunt
Don't
flirt.
start something that you can't finish.
Stop.
That's probably your sister's, second go-to thing to say to guys.
I don't know, maybe. Could be.
I did not want my daughter to experience a divorce. That concern cuts both ways. I don't want her to see me as weak or blindly forgiving, nor do I want her to feel like she is the glue holding our family together. But you guys are the glue holding this podcast together.
Yeah.
And we need you to listen to full episodes of stories just like this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up OK Storytime. Meow. But there's a little bit left to the story. Any final thoughts?
I mean, even if she like admitted to that, there's still more I would ask.
Yeah.
Like, is that all he wants?
Yeah, I'd be like, what's going on? I want the truth. I want to go to therapy. I want to work through this.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, what did you say?
I would just be like, listen, ever since I started taking the night shift, I feel like things have shifted between us, and I would like to get to the bottom of that, if that's okay with you, you know?
Yeah.
And also, I feel like it's inappropriate that, like, you're having these conversations with your coworkers, like, about, you know, specific things, and then also bringing them into my child's life is that's a boundary that,
unacceptable.
like, is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, let's sit down, let's talk, let's get to the bottom of it.
And we're going to get to the bottom of this story. Update. After reading the comments, I'm leaning towards terminating the marriage. Okay. The hardest part is putting my daughter through a divorce because she is my world. She is number one, and perhaps that has been an irritant to my wife. Maybe my wife's actions are a billboard with bright shining lights that say, I'm here, I'm here. There's a third person in this marriage. My wife loves our daughter as much as I do, but I can't help wondering if I failed by not prioritizing more time just the two of us. That doesn't excuse her behavior, but it is something to you or for you to note going into your next relationship that you do have to be like, yes, it is important to, you know, make your children a priority, but your wife should also be like, you know, again, not your fault that she did this, but did she go searching for other people to give her that kind of those compliments and what's the word I'm looking for? Like validation because she didn't feel like, you know, attention because she didn't feel like she was getting from you. I think those are just questions for you to answer. Doesn't mean that she did anything right. She went about it all wrong, but just going into a next relationship, which I'm sure you're not even thinking about right now.
I don't even think you should think about another relationship. I think you should fix this one. There's a way to get this to work, I believe.
I feel like, yeah, they could have talked. It doesn't seem like they had like a lot of conversations. Or went to therapy.
It's okay. We're a little too late. I should have prioritized you earlier. Can we fix this? What can I do to decrease work? Do you want to get this to continue? It's a two-way streak. I feel like he's throwing in the towel a little too early. Like he just has now recognized the problem.
Yeah.
And he's given up instead of,
I don't know,
working through it. It's weird. I don't like it.
Maybe I should have planned more trips, more dinners, and more movie dates together. That regret will always sit with me. And that's it. There you go.
I mean, it's just like, he feels like bad for himself.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't you like, instead of feeling bad for yourself, work on what you need to work on in order to like get to where you want to be. Like, do you, like apparently, you know, he wants to end the relationship or he wants to end the marriage. Like, okay, cool. Like then, you know, he's like, but also, you know, I don't want to do that to my daughter. I don't want to do this, you know, blah, 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 all this stuff. And it's like, you're not even focusing on like the right thing.
Yeah. It feels a bit like he thinks that his only options are ignore it or end it.
Yeah.
And we're
like,
not
why
really
don't you have the conversation
Yeah.
about it?
We haven't
Like,
really
have the
confronted.
conversation. There's two people in this.
Yeah.
Like, get it together. I don't know. And have the hard conversations. That's the whole, like, you have to be willing to have hard conversations. That's just it. Because not everything in life is easy. Boom. Somebody put it on a pin.
Ain't that the truth?
Tell it.
But that's the end of that story, folks. And we've got comments from the video. My family excluded me from Christmas 2 years in a row and sent a group selfie. And this TLDR comes from story 2. OP and her husband are not rich, but they do their best to give their 13-year-old daughter, Iris, a decent life. When a school trip came up that they could not afford, OP told Iris they could figure out a way to raise money together. Iris walked off and said she would handle it herself. Weeks later, Iris came back with the full amount, but it turned out she had gone around telling people her family was so poor they couldn't afford food or clothes, which was not true at all. Opie told her she had to give the money back and could not use it for the trip. Now Iris is upset and Opie is wondering if she was too harsh. If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. And we've got some comments, and I do remember this story.
Me too. I also remember this.
Mazmar says, so the mother works 80 hours a week and they can't afford to send the kid on a field trip. Mother has to sell items in the house to go on a field trip? Their financial picture is obviously worse than the mother will admit. Why did the child not come to her for the money? Because she knows her mother would not back her up or help. I don't buy anything this mother is saying, and trying to blame the 13-year-old is nuts.
I kind of disagree with that. I think people have different financials going on, and a field trip is not a necessity.
Yeah.
Like a $300-$400 field trip is
Exactly.
not.
Yeah, you don't even know how much the field trip is.
Yeah,
That's
it could
the
have been
other
more
thing, like,
expensive.
yeah.
And you can have enough money to feed your kid and not have enough money to send her to, I don't know, I think they were going to like DC or something.
Yeah, that's what
Or maybe that was different, but I can't remember.
I
But,
think it would be DC.
Synth Kamada says, OP is the a-hole. She failed to parent her kid, already has the funds reward her determination with the trip, and slowly have the kid pay for it with community work, school fundraisers, and an apology from her kid as well. OP. As a parent, her and her husband failed to teach her this lesson of not begging. Assume your kid will learn harmlessly will become a bigger issue. But that didn't happen, and she strived to achieve a goal, and she was determined for, through misguidedness. OP was fine with the idea of her kid giving up rather than lighting a fire under her butt to find a healthy alternative of raising money. Dude, everyone's agreeing with, or these two people are disagreeing. JHZX7YT says she's the a-hole for letting her kid worry about money.
Yes.
But we have one person on your side. Shelbert L89 says the school trip one, not the a-hole. Her mother gave options to raise money. Daughter decided instead that it was much better to lie, scheme, connive, and beg for money from her friends' parents and complete strangers. This girl needs to learn the hard way that it's not acceptable. All the money needs to be returned. What cannot be given back to people should be donated to charity. It wasn't just the mother who dropped the ball. The daughter did as well. She wanted to go on the trip. She knew money was tight. She was given options. She chose to lie.
From what I remember of my take on the original story, I would agree, like, she should have followed up with her, like, young daughter about this and not kind of just left her to her own devices, because she was pretty young. But I think I remember seeing improvement in the second update, so I feel like she had kind of done the work.
Yeah, I think, like, I remember it being, like, a good story in the end. Yeah,
I remember, like, there was a resolution.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, in that situation, like, yeah, it's just, like, I don't think she failed as a parent. I didn't think she meant, like, you know, she obviously didn't tell her kid to, like, go ask for money. You know, that's the only way we're going to get it, blah, blah. Her kid was like, well, that's one way to get it. And just went and got it. Like, she's a kid. She don't know. And then, you know, she comes back with it and it's like, nope, I meant an honest way to get it. I should have been more clear. So, like, I think it was just miscommunication.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can see our full takes if you go watch that full video. But that's the end of those comments and the end of the episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one.
My sister tried to take away my brother's best friend, so we exposed her cruelty.
Expose her!
Expose her. I will preface this by saying that this story is long, and I was not the mastermind to all the revenge that follows. But I did play a crucial role and feel as though I need to explain my reasons for doing so. I'm not going to empathize with you, and I will not agree with you. I grew up in a single-parent family. My mom, me, and my older sister, who for the story's sakes, I will call Lilith. Lilith is 4 years older than me, so the main reason I believe she was the way she was because she grew up an only child with both her parents spoiling her and giving her everything she wanted. Then I came along, and she wasn't the baby anymore. Then when I was 2, my parents divorced, my dad moved away, and me mom was left alone with us. By the way, this comes from u-deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to ROK Storytime subreddit. So, my sister was, and is still, a grade A witch. When I was growing up, she used to bully me relentlessly.
Oh.
She would call me names, break my stuff, blame my parents' divorce on me,
Oh my god.
and even physically abuse me until I got old enough to hit back.
Yikes.
At school, she used to get all her friends to bully me as well. And because a bunch of older kids were always cornering me, calling me fat and ugly, I never had any friends. No one wanted to be anywhere near me because of her, and she always made a point of letting me know just how much better than me she was. When I was younger, I believed she was better. She was prettier, wore better clothes, had a ton of friends, and was into girly stuff like makeup and fashion while I was still in my teddy bear Barbie stage. You could just tell me that this is all stupid kid stuff, but it only got worse as we got older. By the time she was 16, I was just turning 12, and the bullying had never ceased. Because of the type of person I was, I thought if I did everything she said, she might actually like me. But this only encouraged her to take advantage of me. Things like cleaning her side of her room, getting her drinks, making her food, doing any housework mom asked her to do, and even giving her my pocket money were completely normal. But despite doing everything she said, she was always nasty, and not just to me. One of the worst memories I have of my sister is her screaming at my mom because she couldn't get the prom dress she wanted. I watched my mom try to explain that she didn't have the money to afford the dress she asked for and that she'd have to get a cheaper one. Lilith blew up on my mom, telling her they would have the money if dad was still here. Ooh, low blow. And it was all her fault that he left. And she shouldn't suffer because mom was too lazy to get a real job. This really struck a chord with me because even when I was younger, I always noticed how tired my mom always was. She worked 2 jobs just to get us by, and for Lilith to act that way and say things like that really got to me. She made my mom cry like that night, and I've never forgiven her for it. Sometime later, and my mom was dating this guy. We should call him Matt. Matt was and still is great. He was really nice to all of us, bought us presents, made a point to get to know us, even took both me and Lilith on separate days out, so we could both spend time alone with him, which always made me feel special. I was 13 when they got married, and we moved in with him. Matt made quite a lot of money, so both Lilith and I now had separate bedrooms, and I could not have been happier. Enter Matt's son, our mastermind. We shall refer to him as Megamind. I had met Megamind a few times before my mom got married to his dad, but never really got to know him. He was older than me, but younger than Lilith, so when we moved into his house, I was terrified that Mega would be like Lilith. However, I was completely wrong. Mega was, and still is, the best brother. He never made me feel like I was unwanted. He let me play on his consoles, got me into reading, helped me with my homework, even encouraged me to make friends, knowing how my sister's treatment of me affected my trust in people. He literally did like all the opposite behaviors of her sister.
She was
OP
like,
so
wow.
deserves this.
She's like, wow, I have a sibling who loves me.
Yeah, this is so
I
sweet.
didn't know this was possible.
This is sweet. Mega was the sibling I always wanted and never got to have, and Lilith just kind of faded into the background for a while. Then some years later, Mega brought a friend home from university. His name shall be Nick. Nick and Mega were best friends. They did practically everything together and had the truest bromance of any 2 men I've ever met. One day, Mega was down bad, and his best friend went over and kissed him on the forehead seductively.
Are you just writing fan fiction now?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you here for it?
Yeah, I was into it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Should I keep going?
You should keep going with the story. I think.
Okay. But there was evil lurking.
No!
Evil that wished to break the bromance forever. The first time Lilith saw Nick, I swear, there were stars in her eyes.
I knew it.
And she had
Hot
to
Nick.
capture this innocent soul into her trap by any means necessary. And poor hot Nick.
No! Don't take him!
Poor hot Nick. Despite both me and Mega telling him repeatedly what kind of person she was, Lilith entranced this innocent hot boy with her looks.
She was too hot!
And her charms, and they soon started dating. Soon, whenever Nick would come over to the house to hang out with Mega, Lilith would show up and drag him away, making it all about her. She started arguments with Mega about spending too much time with her boyfriend and that he needed to stop and leave them alone, to which Mega always laughed in her face and told her not too kindly to F off.
Nice, Mega. Nice.
Mega wasn't like me. He didn't take any of her crap, and I deeply respected him for that. However, this evil demon was not used to being disrespected, and so she hatched a wicked plan.
If your friend told you like, hey, like you met this really hot person, you met like a really hot girl.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
hypothetical.
listening.
You met like who? You met like a really hot girl,
Yeah, wow.
and she was like great, flirting. It was going really well.
Yeah, what's
and
she
then
into? Like, what's her interest?
Yeah, she's all
Wait.
same interests.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And then your best friend comes over and he goes, no, she's crazy. Like she's the worst.
I'd be
She's a
like, good thing for
demon."
you. I love crazy.
Yeah. Would you keep going?
Yeah. You
I don't
kidding
trust. I don't trust.
Green
other,
flag.
I don't trust other people. I would be like, let me see for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I would keep that in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be like, huh.
Yeah,
Let
so
me
they're like,
see.
no, she's evil. She's the worst person ever.
I don't know, like people exaggerate.
You'd be like, that's no.
But I would.
So
keep it in
you would
my-
be Nick in this situation.
Yeah, because Nick's hot.
Of course, I would be Nick. Yeah.
I would be. It would raise a red flag,
Sure.
and I would keep it in my mind as I moved forward slowly. What about you?
Ooh, actually, I have had people warn me about people, and then I did ignore that. So I guess.
So we have the answer. She started trying to separate Mega and Nick. If Nick came over to be with Mega, she would always make him feel guilty about not spending enough time with her. She would start fights with Mega and then act like the poor victim over text to Nick. Nick would then call Mega all upset and angry, and Mega would try to explain that Lilith was just trying to manipulate him. All of this I saw as a spectator. Mega would tell me every time Lilith did something sneaky to try and break his friendship with Nick, and I believed everything he said because I knew what kind of a person she was. Then one day, Lilith and Mega had a massive fight. Our parents had gone on a couple's weekend getaway and had left Lilith in charge since she was the oldest. I was about 15 at this time, while Mega was 19 and Lilith was 20.
So Lilith is like a child. Like she has not grown up at all.
Because she was the one in charge, she got given the money we were supposed to use for food. But of course, Lilith took the money for herself and bought a bunch of crap just for her, including, I remember, a pair of gold high heels. They're like, dude, we need to eat. And she's like, but I look fabulous.
She's like, I look great. I don't need to eat because I look hot.
Yeah, damn. They were pretty, but we couldn't eat them. Mega blew up on Lilith, and Lilith shouted back that she was older, better, and deserved it, blah, blah, blah. Mega got her parents on the phone, told them what happened, and they ripped into Lilith, telling her to give her pocket money to Mega so he could look after us and buy us food for the weekend. Lilith shouted and cried, but eventually gave in, never having successfully manipulated Matt in her life.
Or at least they have a good stepdad. I mean, the mom seems kind of useless. No offense to her. I mean, like, obviously it's hard to be, she was a single mom for a time and stuff, and that's hard, but like, it doesn't seem like she's effectively parented her kids.
She handed the money to Mega with a snarl. Rawr! Then spent the next few hours on the phone to Nick, wailing about how we were both being mean to her while our parents were away, and could she please stay at his house so she wouldn't be bullied anymore. Nick came running and started screaming at Mega for, quote, taking Lilith's money and getting her into trouble. Meanwhile, Lilith stood behind Nick with a smug look on her face while Mega was trying to explain. Nick then yells that Mega's been against the relationship from the beginning, and he didn't know what Mega's problem was, but if he was forcing him to choose between him and Lilith, he chose his girlfriend. Let's pour one out for all
Another angel's lost
the
its wings.
bromance relationships that get broken up because of a girl. Now I know a lot of you will call Nick stupid, but don't. I knew how manipulative Lilith could be. She was a master at making people sorry for her and getting them on her side, even when she was horrible to them, just like she did with me. That night, I had to listen to Mega cry for the first time since I knew him, and I had enough. My friend, the doctor, I talked about him before, he studied this therapy in med school called Hakomi therapy, and they have this character map, essentially what age you got wounded at and how that influenced your personality, and it influenced your personality to be like one of two things based on that specific stage that you were wounded in. And the later stages, around like 2-ish to 3, are the power stages of when you're like developing and learning to navigate power, you know, like the 2-year-old toddler that screams. And if you get wounded in that stage, many people that get wounded turn very manipulative and they try to control power because of that. And those are like the very charming people and the people that like get their way and things like that. So she was 4 years old when OP was born, and maybe 2 when did the parents get divorced? Regardless,
Yeah.
it's possible that she got wounded in that stage and developed all these like power manipulative structures. So context, interesting, yeah. I knocked on his door, asked him if he was all right. We ordered a pizza and we started to plot. Mega was rather defeated by this point, but I told him that if his friendship with Nick meant anything, he had to get him away from that devil spawn before he lost his friend for good. And so we plotted. Lilith spent the entire weekend with Nick and came back all happy and smug, rubbing it in Mega's face that Nick had chosen her, but via our plan. Nick said nothing back, acted defeated, and let her do her talking. For the next few weeks, that's all she did. Whenever Nick came over to the house, she would spend time with him in her room, and when he'd leave, she'd prance around Mega, bragging about how much Nick loved her and asking Mega snidely if he missed his little friend. Every time she did this, her focus was entirely on Mega. She never once looked at me, and that
was her big mistake.
Biggest mistake.
And apparently everyone's saying, or Harriet Spaghetti says, Lilith isn't in the Bible. She's from Jewish mythology.
Which is the Bible. Finally, the day of her 21st birthday had arrived. Nick and Mega hadn't spoken in weeks, and the few times Nick had gingerly tried to make things up with Mega, Lilith would walk in screaming about how he had already chosen her, and that if he wanted to be friends with Mega again, then their relationship was over. Nick would always look miserable, but would side with her nonetheless. Mega had had enough. The fact that Lilith was making his best friend so unhappy purely for her own selfishness snapped something in him, and he told me it was time to put our plan into action.
Woo!
Woo!
This is heating up.
Let's go. This was where my part of our plan finally took center stage. For her 21st birthday, she had arranged to have her party at the house since it was huge and more than enough space for all her university friends. Our parents had agreed, but only under the condition that there was no underage drinking and that both Mega and I were allowed to stay in the house. My sister reluctantly agreed, and thus the plan was in motion. On the morning of her birthday, I knocked on her bedroom door. She looked annoyed to see me and asked me snidely, "What do you want?" I instantly told her I had the best idea. I told her I wanted to record her for her 21st birthday. I wanted to record her getting ready with her friends, talking about her plans after leaving university, record all her friends at the party, then set up the recording on a big projector Matt had in his office so everyone could see it. This was before the time where smartphones were everywhere, so recording yourself was still something of a novelty, and I was using an old-fashioned camcorder I had gotten a few birthdays ago. Now, despite the fact that she did not like me, her wrath had been focused on Mega for so long that she most likely never saw me as a threat. And because of this, both her and her friends seemed to love the idea. I spent the entire morning with them, recording them all getting ready, putting on their makeup, and of course, introducing themselves to the camera. My sister was lapping it up. She looked into the cameras, like she was a supermodel movie star, preening and talking loudly about her successful future and how amazing her birthday party was going to be. That day, I reverted back to my old role as a servant, fetched her and her friends drinks and food, and made a grand show of complimenting all of them and telling them how amazing they looked on camera and that they could all be actresses someday. They were loving it.
We're falling into the trap.
Falling right into
so
where I want
easily
them.
do they lap up the lies.
So, the party starts and my sister told me to stay out of the way. I told her innocently that it was no problem, that I'd just stay in my room all night, edit the recordings, and come down to set up the camcorder when she was ready, because I wanted the night to be perfect for her. Satisfied with my answer, she left the room, and I did exactly what I said I'd do. I edited my recording. A few hours later, and one of her friends came to my room and told me she was ready. I set up the projector in the large living room, connected it to Matt's computer, and started playing the recordings for all her guests to see. The first part of the recordings was exactly what I promised. My sister and her friends introducing themselves and laughing in her bedroom as they had been hours earlier. I looked at my sister, who seemed so satisfied that all the attention was on her. Then I looked at Mega, who was hiding in the corner of the room, and gave him a subtle thumbs up. Then the video started to change. It started to play clips of Lilith shouting at Mega,
Whoa.
calling him names and taunting him about Nick. It started showing Lilith snidely telling Mega that Nick belonged to her and that she was going to do her best to make Nick hate Mega so they would never be friends again.
Oh my God.
It even showed clips of Lilith bragging about all the lies she told Nick and how he was so gullible. Every single argument I had recorded without her knowledge, I'd edited it into this video. Everyone in the party was watching silently as Lilith's true self was exposed in clip after clip.
This feels like a movie.
I was gonna say
This feels like
this feels
a
like
movie.
too good to be true.
This feels like a movie.
This is crazy.
How did you record all of that?
Because remember, she was like, "Oh," and then Mega. She never looked at me when she was
Yeah, she
getting
was
mad
just
at
like-
Mega, and she was like, "That's where I wanted her to be."
Yeah, that's crazy.
How could
Too
you
good.
not? It's not like she's
Yeah,
like
it is,
having
yeah.
a phone being like this. It's like
Yeah.
a freaking camcorder.
Yeah, it's a camcorder.
Yeah, they didn't have phones back then.
How did she not see you camcordering?
I don't know if I believe this, but let's read on. This is good. So everyone in the party was watching silently as Lilith's true self was exposed in clip after clip. Well, Lilith stood there frozen, completely unable to comprehend what was going on. When she finally snapped out of it, she turned on me and she started screaming, yelling at me and asking me, "How could you do this?" I never said a word. I just smiled. When the recording stopped, Mega turned the lights on and everyone was staring at Lilith. Clearly having no defense, she let out a loud cry and stormed up to her room, slamming the door so hard everyone heard it. The next day, Mega told me Nick had apologized for everything and that he was so stupid to so blindly believe everything she said. He even told me that Nick had thanked me specifically for helping him see what a monster my sister truly was. When my parents came home, both Mega and I were grounded for ruining Lilith's birthday and for using Matt's stuff without permission. But they had to admit, they're like, all right, but like, you're grounded, but
Good work.
good work. I'm proud of you.
You did good.
Yeah, gold star. But neither of us cared. Mega got his best friend back, and a few months later, so Lilith moved out since after seeing the recordings of her behavior, my parents were disgusted by her.
Ouch. Ouch.
And they had absolutely no problems with showing it. Oh, since she no longer had any leverage over anyone in the house, she packed her bags and moved to stay in one of her college dorms. I've never had any problems with my sister since, and to this day, Megan and I are as close as two siblings can be, and always laugh about the time we defeated the demon and saved us all from its clutches.
What a tale.
Woo! And there is an update.
What a tale. What a tale.
I don't believe it, but that was entertaining.
But it was entertaining regardless
That
of
was a
whether or
straight
not.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Jem says, I got to see the camcord footage.
Yeah.
Give me proof.
Thank you so much for the support and the gold. For everyone asking what happened next, well, Mega and Nick are still best friends to this day.
Wow.
Mega was the best man at Nick's wedding, and before you ask, he learned his lesson about dating witches. His wife is as sweet as a cherry top. Mega's happily living his life as a single man for now and is currently working as a carpenter, restorator. I'm in a very healthy, very happy relationship with my man of 4 years. We're not married, but I'm hoping soon. And as for Lilith, well, I don't see much of her these days. Last I heard from Mom, she was living alone somewhere near the seaside, is working in one of those arcade places, and still gives as many F's about us as we do about her. She only ever comes home to ask Mom and Matt for money and hasn't talked to either me or Mega in a long while. As much as I'd like to say she learned her lesson, I don't see her personality changing anytime soon. Nonetheless, Mega and I are still really close, and Nick and I always joke about who's going to be the best man at his wedding. And there is an update, too. This reads literally like a 2000s rom-com.
Yes. Yes. This is absolutely 2000s rom-com. This is like the title would be like...
How to Fight a Demon.
Yeah, How to Fight a Demon
in 10 days.
How to Fight a Demon in 10 days.
That's funny. Sequel number 2 to the story.
Ooh, there's more.
Update number 2. For everyone calling out my parents for not doing anything to stop Lilith's behavior, I'd like to first point out that we were all pretty private kids. I suffered from social anxiety and haphophobia well into my early 20s. So when I was a kid watching all this crap go down, I just followed Mega's lead since he was my hero. As for Mega, well, he actually lived with his mom for the first half of his life and only visited his dad a few times a year since they lived so far apart, but his mom passed. So he had to uproot his whole life to move in with Matt. Then a while later, he inherited a mother, a nervous younger sister, and a witchy demon spawn.
Okay, so I got the haphophobia for you. It's
Yeah.
the fear of being touched.
Oh,
It's rational fear of being touched.
that sucks.
Aw.
That's probably why he never really spoke to his dad about what was happening all those times, because Mega and Lilith have gotten into many petty fights over the years. I could tell many stories, but they kept all the warfare silent, neither wanting to involve our parents. And as for my mom and Matt, well, I don't really know what Matt was feeling besides loving my mom, but I know that my mom put a lot of herself into a relationship with Matt. Not meaning that she loved us any less, but after my dad left, we had to downsize our whole life, and she had to get 2 jobs to look after us all. But if you want to look after us all, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's another relevant update, but let's discuss.
I feel like I don't have anything to discuss. I
No.
think you solved it.
You solved the movie.
Yeah.
All right. So when she met this amazing guy who literally swept her right off her feet, let her quit one of her jobs so she wasn't so exhausted, bought her kids gifts, and genuinely cared about all of us, I think she let herself go blind to some of the conflict in the house. It doesn't make her a bad person. I love her dearly, but Matt kind of became my mom's top priority, especially since by the time we all moved in with him, we were older and could fend for ourselves. So that's basically why neither of them ever stopped what was happening. They either didn't really notice or thought it was all pretty kid stuff, as us young adults could sort amongst ourselves. So there are times I think she should have done better, but she was literally miserable before she met Matt, even though she tried hard to hide it, and now she's happy. I just can't bring myself to reprimand her for not seeing all the stuff that happened years ago.
Yeah, I think that you really took the route with the mostest. Just the
You did the
you did the most.
You did the most.
You did the most.
That was crazy.
That was a great story.
Crazy story.
That was a really good story.
I still don't believe it's true.
But even if it,
But regardless,
Yeah.
that was entertaining.
yeah, you entertained me. Oh my
I'm thoroughly
goodness,
entertained.
a lot happened. But,
I just would love to be at that party.
Please, that would bring joy to my heart. My family demands that I give my house to my brother. They cut me off when I refused.
Cut them off.
This sounds
An eye for an eye.
like we've read a very similar story, but maybe this is just a common issue? I, female 29, recently bought a house and a brand new car. And I know it's a different story because the last story was male. I will admit I probably splurged on my house more than I should have, but growing up very poor, it has always been a dream of mine to live in a nice house. I worked really hard to be where I am. So much so, I undergo countless breakups because I always choose a career over boys. By the way, this comes from PM Me Random Tips, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to OK Storytime subreddit. So, my brother, male 25, is currently jobless. Oh, he worked as a tourist guide before and can barely make ends meet. He has 5 kids now and counting, as wife announced pregnancy recently. He messaged me on Facebook that there is something he wants to talk about, and I thought he wanted to name me godmother to his incoming baby. I said sure, and invited him to the house to get his approval about some things I modified for our parents. I gave him a tour, and he admired my house greatly, saying things like how excited he is to bring the kids to my house.
Aw.
I did not mind anything about it, as I thought he meant a visit, which I'm more than happy to host them for. Imagine my surprise when he finally sat me down and finally revealed what he wanted to talk about. He wants me to give him my house.
What? What?
I'll take that deal.
I'll take it.
I clarified whether he meant this house or the other house I bought for my parents, which I still lived in. Still had modifications ongoing with my dream house. He said the house is big enough for his family and I can go visit them anytime I like. Even offered that if I really wanted to live there, I could move into the maid's room and modify it for my personal use.
What? Is this a joke?
This is crazy. I would be laughing. I'd be like, yeah, real funny. Sorry? He was like, yeah, if you really want to live in your own house, I guess you can be our maid. That's fine too. I was shocked. I couldn't speak as he thanked me over and over for the house. So not only did he ask you, it's crazy, he now has assumed that you're just doing it.
He's like, can I have your house? She's like, what the hell? And he's like, thank you so much.
I was so worried that you wouldn't say
such a
yes. So
good
I'm really
sister.
glad that, we've gotten that over
Mhm.
with. I finally asked him, where the heck did that idea come from? And he said our mother told him I would give him my house.
What?
I, of course, corrected that. And this is where things went south. My brother repeatedly said, since our mom said the house is his now, I cannot do anything but give in. He's like, well, mom said it's mine.
Mom said it's mine, so legally?
Mom said I could have a turn with the house.
Yeah.
I called my mother to tell him to F off. And lo and behold, my mother sided with my brother.
What?
So your whole family is crazy. To make this already long story short, my whole family has cut me off and my parents
What?
disown me until I give my brother my house. Good riddance. Good riddance. Your family is crazy.
I don't believe this story.
Your family's crazy.
I don't believe this story.
My father has been brought to the hospital over this fight, and now I feel really bad. The guy I'm seeing now said to just give the house to my brother, and he'll help me buy another one.
No.
The guy you're seeing is insane.
No. This is a made-up story. None of this is true. I'm not gonna emotionally invest in this. It's fake. I'm not investing in it.
I'm emotionally investing because I emotionally invest in all of our stories.
As soon as she's like, and my partner was just like, come on, just give it to
buy
him.
another house. That's crazy.
That's because it's not real.
That's crazy.
It's not real. The last one was already fake. I'm not going to imagine 2 in a row real.
Reddit, am I the a-hole here? Why are you even asking that? To clarify, the house that they gave away is the newly bought one I thought where I could raise 5 adorable fur babies. Family home is in my name too, so as I have to take out a loan back then to buy it. So yeah, it may be obvious I'm not the a-hole at first sight, but I feel like I could be one because my father got hospitalized over the ensuing fight for the house. Edit 2, I'm trying to read all comments and I'm just so overwhelmed for your support. I'm temporarily staying at a friend's house ever since. Your encouraging words really helped ease my mood. I finally decided not to give this house and sell the other one to help pay for a vast majority of the loan on my dream house. I also decided to remove my parents' access to my health plans and remove them on my insurance. Last but not the least, thank you for the award, kind strangers. Reading your comments made me realize how ridiculously unreal this sounds. Comment 1 says, not the a-hole, of course, but what the actual heck is going on here? The entitlement of your brother to expect that you will give him your house, and the nerve of your parents expecting that you would indeed do this? Actually, if your parents want to provide for your brother, they can invite him to live in the house you bought for them, and they can live in the maid's room. Your family is toxic, OP, and if that's how they see you as a bank, then cutting you off is a good thing for you. And comment 2 says, what was going on? OP says they grew up very poor. As someone who grew up very poor, this isn't shocking behavior. Many times, family feels entitled to your success and value family above everything else. When you have nothing, you have babies to create value for yourself. But there is an update. Man, oh man.
There needs to be a lot in this update to convince me.
Hello. So a lot of people have reached out to me to see my original post. A lot has happened then. I'll try to include some details as much details as I can. So I cut off my family back in December and removed them in all services that will benefit them being connected to me. Since I figured, hey mom, you told me I no longer am alive to you, then you get no free house from me anymore. So the reactions from our extended family were just as I expected. Most of the adults sided with my mother. My cousins expressed their support to me. I got uninvited with the family reunion I initially sponsored, and isn't that just the worst? My aunts and uncle had barricaded the gate when I arrived at my granny's house. I won't expand on this anymore because this still hurts until now. My mother also sued me for selling the first house back in January. It did not reach the higher courts, and I won. Public perception of me got worse, though. She and my brother took this defeat to twist the sympathy in their favor. They posted on social media about how I am an ungrateful daughter and I owe them for everything I have. They also blamed me for my father's passing.
Jeez.
Yes, he passed.
Oh no.
I didn't even get to attend the funeral because I'm banned. When this happened, I almost gave in and signed the papers to give the house to my brother. I blame myself and believe them. My selfishness did this to my father. At this point, my boyfriend convinced me to take a break from work and talk to a professional, which makes sense. I did just that, and I'm only now just realizing how effed up the way they raised me was. I can't believe it took internet strangers to realize something is wrong with how they treated me. To be honest, I almost decided not to post an update. It was last month when my therapist suggested I should do it because this is where me breaking off from them started. On the bright side, I saw how my fiance's family really liked me because of this ordeal. I thought they were just being nice, but crap happened and they supported me every step of the way, especially when my partner had to go overseas for 1 week because of his job. They really took care of me and even assured me I was worth more than my family thinks I am. The nicest thing I've ever heard in my life came from his mother. Dang. That's sad. But the nicest thing that we've ever heard is you listening to more full episodes with stories just like this.
That'd be so nice.
Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. Anyway, we're going to finish this off. Last July 21st, my father's birthday, Mother reached out to me. She explained to me that she understood she had no right banning me from his funeral, but at the time, all she can think about is how I cut them off from my health plans, and it rendered them incapable of supporting my father's hospitalization. I did not realize this, and we cried for hours. She still says she blames me, though, and doesn't think she can forgive me. That's so messed up. She literally cut you off. 1, OP didn't know. 2, you cut her off. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think I understand her. My therapist told me that thinking of what ifs is counterproductive, but still, if I could go back in time, I'd help them with this. But you didn't know. They're trying to blame you, and this is what they've done the whole time. This is not an apology. My brother won't talk to me. That's fine. The feeling is very much mutual. There are some comments.
Go for like a
Comment
pickle dance.
1. Remember, OP, your mom chose not to tell you that she needed money for your dad's medical care until she could blame you for his passing away.
Yup.
Not the a-hole. In reply, I think they know they're wrong since the mom is reaching out. But again, pride. And that is the end of that story. Whether it is real or not, OP, do not let them gaslight you into thinking that this is your fault.
Yeah, that you had anything to do with
You didn't
your
know,
father's
and they cut you off.
passing. Yeah.
Yeah, they were being ridiculous and awful. And they're trying to take advantage of you. And they're still trying to take
Now they're
advantage
trying
of
to
you.
guilt trip you after the fact and trying to blame your father's passing on you,
No.
which is in endless ways so messed up.
Agreed. But that is the end of that story and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.